October 2024. Iran's most advanced air defense system just got destroyed. The attacker? Invisible, silent, lethal. And here's the twist. It wasn't an American F-35. It was something far more dangerous. See, everyone thinks the F-35 is just one aircraft. Dead wrong. There are 3 versions, and the Israeli variant, called the F-35I, a deer, operates in a completely different league. While other countries fly their F-35s exactly as Lockheed Martin delivered them, Israel did something no other nation was allowed to do. They ripped it apart and rebuilt it. But why would Israel risk voiding the warranty on a $100 million aircraft?
Here's what you need to understand. Israel doesn't fight the same wars as America. The U.S. Air Force operates with backup, aircraft carriers, tanker planes, massive logistics. Israel? They're surrounded by enemies, no second chances. Their pilots fly into the most heavily defended airspace on Earth, where one mistake means you're a prisoner or worse. That's why the standard F-35 wasn't good enough. The Adir isn't just a fighter jet. It's a flying supercomputer designed to penetrate air defenses that would shred any other aircraft. And what Israel did to make it this way, that's where it gets interesting. Let's talk about what makes any F-35 special first. Stealth technology, right? Wrong. Well, partially wrong. Everyone obsesses over the stealth coating, but that's amateur hour. The real magic is in something called sensor fusion. Imagine wearing augmented reality goggles that show you everything. Enemy aircraft, missiles, ground threats, friendly forces, all in real time on one screen. Most fighter jets, the pilot is drowning in information from different systems. Radar says one thing, infrared says another, data link says something else. The F-35 fuses all of this into one picture. The pilot doesn't manage systems, the pilot makes kill decisions. But Israel looked at this and said, not enough.
Here's what nobody tells you. When Israel ordered their F-35s, they had one non-negotiable demand: full access to the aircraft's source code. Lockheed Martin never allows this. Never. It's like Apple letting you reprogram the iPhone's operating system. But Israel has leverage. They're Lockheed's testing ground for real combat. So America made a deal. Israel could modify the Adir, but with 2 conditions. Don't tell anyone exactly what you changed, and don't sell the technology to anyone else. Deal done. What did Israel add? Electronic warfare systems so advanced that the US is now buying them back for their own F-35s, Israeli-made weapons that hit targets Lockheed never imagined, and a communication system that lets the Adir talk to everything in Israel's military: drones, satellites, ground troops, even submarines. But here's the part that makes no sense. Stealth aircraft are supposed to be silent killers, right? You sneak in, drop bombs, disappear. The Adir does the opposite. It wants to be seen. Well, not by enemies, by friendlies. And this is where the real genius appears. Every Israeli F-35 acts as a flying intelligence hub. It's not just attacking, it's feeding data to every other Israeli aircraft in the region. Think about that. An old Israeli F-16 from the 1980s suddenly has the same targeting information as a state-of-the-art stealth fighter. The Adir turns Israel's entire air force into a networked swarm. And this paid off in ways even Israel didn't expect.
Let me tell you a story that'll make this real. 2018. Syria has just deployed the Russian S-300 air defense system, one of the most lethal SAM networks ever built. Russian advisors are operating it. Intelligence agencies worldwide are watching because nobody knows if the F-35 can actually defeat this system in real combat. Israel's response? They didn't tell anyone they were coming. An Adir penetrated Syrian airspace, flew directly over the S-300 battery, and struck targets in Damascus. The S-300 never even locked on. Not a single alarm. Russian commanders on the ground had no idea an enemy fighter was directly above them. But it gets better. A few years later, Iran starts building a nuclear facility underground, deep underground, the kind of target that needs bunker buster bombs delivered with surgical precision. Who do you think struck it? And here's the crazy part. Iran's air defenses never went active. The Adir was invisible.
Now you're probably thinking, okay, stealth is great, but what happens when things go wrong? Because in war, things always go wrong. And this is where Israeli pilots reveal something that'll change how you think about modern combat. In 2021, an Israeli pilot gave a rare interview. He said something that sounds insane. I feel safer in the F-35 than in any other aircraft we've ever flown. Safer. In a plane flying into Iranian airspace. Why? Because the Adir doesn't just avoid threats, it sees them before they see it. The pilot knows where every enemy radar is, where every sand battery is positioned, where enemy fighters are patrolling, and the Adir's AI helps him choose the safest route in real time. But if stealth fails, that's when the Israeli modifications really shine. See, American F-35s are designed for a specific combat doctrine: strike from range, avoid direct engagement. Israeli doctrine is different. If you're detected, you fight your way out. That's why Israeli F-35s carry weapons the US version can't even fit. Take the Spice Precision Bomb. Israel designed this thing to hit targets behind buildings, underground, or moving at high speed. The Adir can carry these internally, maintaining stealth, while American F-35s have to mount them externally, ruining their radar signature. Or the Python 5 missile, most advanced dogfighting missile in the world. Fire it backwards, it'll still hit the target. Lock on after launch. The US F-35 doesn't carry this. Why? Because US doctrine assumes you'll never get into a dogfight. Israel assumes you will. And then there's the classified stuff, the weapons nobody talks about. According to defense analysts, Israel has developed cyber attack capabilities built into the Adir's electronics, meaning the aircraft can potentially hack enemy systems while flying over them. Imagine shutting down an enemy radar not by jamming it, but literally taking control of it. Has this been used? Nobody's confirming, but Iranian defense systems have mysteriously failed at very convenient times.
So let's answer the question we started with. Why is the Israeli F-35 the deadliest in the world? It's not just the hardware, it's the ecosystem. Every Israeli Adir is part of a unified combat network that includes satellites, drones, intelligence agencies, and special forces. When an Adir takes off, it's not alone. It's connected to the entire Israeli defense apparatus. Compare this to how other countries use their F-35s. They're solo operators, impressive machines, but they're just machines. The Adir is a node in a living, adaptive system. And Israel has been training for this since the 1960s. Precision strikes behind enemy lines? Israel invented that doctrine. Electronic warfare? Israel wrote the playbook. The Adir isn't just technology, it's 70 years of combat experience distilled into one platform. But here's what keeps defense analysts up at night. Nobody actually knows the Adir's full capabilities. Israel doesn't publish its modifications, doesn't brag about its victories. Remember that strike on Iran's nuclear facility? Israel never confirmed it. Syria's S-300 humiliation? Israel was silent. This is strategic ambiguity at its finest. Enemies don't know what the Adir can do, so they have to assume it can do everything. That's a psychological weapon as powerful as any missile. And there's one more thing. Israel is already working on the Adir's replacement. They're developing AI-assisted combat systems that'll make the F-35 look like a museum piece. When the rest of the world is still figuring out stealth, Israel will be on Generation 6.
So, what's the bottom line? The Israeli F-35 Adir isn't just the deadliest stealth fighter in the world. It's a glimpse into the future of warfare. A future where human pilots work with AI, where aircraft are nodes in a network, where the battle is won before the enemy even knows they're under attack. Other countries bought an aircraft. Israel built a weapons system, and that's the difference between having an F-35 and having the Adir. If you found this breakdown valuable, there's more where this came from. Military technology is evolving faster than most people realize, and understanding these systems isn't just interesting, it's understanding how power actually works in the 21st century. But here's a question for you. As AI and autonomous systems become more advanced, how long before we see fighter jets with no pilots at all? And when that happens, what country do you think will deploy them first? Drop your thoughts below.